The Miz kicks off Raw with Miz TV and calls out Jason Jordan. Instead, Kurt Angle comes out and says Jason won't come out, but he does have a match against Axel tonight. And he says that he has a guest that will exceed Miz TV standards. Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, and as Paul's about to start his "My name is Paul Heyman" thing, The Miz interrupts him and talks some shit about Lesnar, saying that he thinks the three other opponents have a better chance at leaving SummerSlam as the champion. Heyman tells everybody to pretend The Miz and his Miztourage are Lesnar's opponents at SummerSlam, and then Brock killed them all, clotheslining them, hitting Germans and F5s on them. Lesnar actually executed his F5s well, and looks to be in decent shape, so those UFC rumours are looking more true. Sheamus and Seth Rollins versed each other again. Didn't really care for the match. The finish was Cesaro getting on the apron and distracting Seth, and then Sheamus rolled him up for the win. As Sheamus and Cesaro were celebrating outside the ring, Seth hits him with a suicide dive, but then gets beaten up by them. I think everyone was expecting Dean Ambrose to make the save, but he didn't, finally sticking to his word. After the break, Seth sees Dean Ambrose backstage, and Dean tells Seth, "I told you not to do that again, now I look like a real jerk." Seth tells him, "That's because you are a jerk, it's been 3 years, what do I have to do?" Dean says he's not sticking around long enough to get burned again. It's time for Jason Jordan's match, and Kurt's backstage with the doctor, and he asks the doctor if Axel can go, and the doctor said he can't clear him tonight. Kurt walks away and sees some guy and asks him what his name is. He tells Kurt Jean-Pierre Goulet, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Kurt tells him to get to the ring because he's versing Jason Jordan right now. The match was a squash and Jason won. Bayley has an in-ring interview, and we're told that she won't be competing at SummerSlam because she separated her shoulder last week in a match against Nia Jax. Bayley thanks the fans that have been sending her their well wishes, and she thinks that Sasha will verse Alexa at SummerSlam. I think Michael Cole told us, I'm not sure. There's going to be 3 triple threat matches, and the winner of those 3 matches I think has one last triple threat, and the winner of that versus Alexa at SummerSlam. The first triple threat match is Sasha Banks, Alicia Fox and Emma. Alexa is out for commentary as well. Sasha Banks won with a crossface on Emma. Fans chanted "This match sucks" at one point. Braun Strowman had a backstage interview where it looked like he was reading what to say off in the distance. Enzo came out and did his stuff on the mic, and the Big Show came out and said Cass has a soft chin. Then Gallows and Anderson come out and challenge Enzo and Big Show to a match and call them nerds. During the match, Cass comes out and distracts Big Show, who gets booted off the apron by Gallows. Then Enzo got booted by Anderson and lost. After the match, Cass hits Show with a boot and lays punches into him. Enzo jumps on Cass and runs around the ring, and Cass follows. As he comes around a corner, Big Show lays him out with a punch for the 2nd week in a row. Finn Balor cuts a promo on Bray Wyatt in the ring and tells Bray he'll finish whatever he wants to start. The lights go out and Wyatt's in the middle of the ring when they come back on, but Balor is sat on the turnbuckle. Bray runs at him, but Finn jumps over him and starts beating him up. Then the lights go out again and Bray comes up on the Titantron and talks some shit about Balor. Cesaro vs Dean Ambrose in a pretty long match. Sheamus jumped up on the apron to distract Dean, and Cesaro grabbed him, but Dean slipped out of it and rolled him up for the win. Sheamus gets straight in the ring after the match, and him and Cesaro both start bashing Ambrose. Seth Rollins comes out and makes the save. After Ambrose gets up, he finally extends his arm and puts his fist in the middle of the ring, but this time Seth walks away. Akira Tozawa beat Arya Daivari with a senton off the top rope in the former Cruiserweight Republic of Purple. There are no more purple ropes and no more purple on the mat anymore. The second women's triple threat was Mickie James, Dana Brooke and Nia Jax. The match was pretty quick and Nia won with a leg drop on Dana. Goldust cut a promo and said some shit about SummerSlam. Maybe he's doing something there or premiering one of his movies, I don't know. Backstage, Cass and Angle talk about Enzo getting involved all the time, and Cass says he wants Enzo to be in a shark cage above the ring when he versus the Big Show at SummerSlam. That sounds really shit. Braun Strowman vs Roman Reigns in a last man standing match for the main event, and while Reigns was on his way to the ring, Braun ran at him and they started to go from there. They used the stairs, and the match got slow and shit pretty quick. Braun set up a table, but got Samoan dropped through it by Roman. Braun threw an office chair at Roman, and they went through the crowd and did nothing, and got to the top of the ramp. Reigns got thrown into the LED board, then Reigns Superman punched and speared Braun all the way down the ramp. As Roman was using the barricade to help himself up, from the crowd Samoa Joe grabbed him and choked him out. Then at the count of like 8, Braun just stood up and Joe went up the ramp. Braun won and got in the ring and celebrated. Well, we'll see you next week for the next Rush Raw review.